Dear students, today we are going to learn a chapter called Retirement of Partner. As we have already learned the chapter Change in Profit Sharing and Admission, this chapter will be way too simple for you to understand. There are only two things which is different than admission and change in profit sharing. Otherwise, the chapter is almost similar. You will be making your revaluation account, capital account, and importantly, your balance sheet. Now, what happens in this chapter called retirement? The word retirement, you understand. One person is retiring, maybe because of age, because of health, could be any reason. We are not concerned with that. Let us look into the PPT slide in front of you. There are three partners, Ajay, Vijay, and Jay. End of the year, Jay decides to retire. That means he is no more in the business. In such case, how are you going to do the accounting? Obviously, when he's leaving the business, he has to be paid his capital, which is 3 lakh, plus the goodwill. Now, what is goodwill? Goodwill is nothing but the reputation which the firm has got. And obviously, every partner will have some share in that reputation. So when Jay is going, he will not only be paid the capital, along with that, there will be a small amount of goodwill which will be paid to him by the existing partner in the gaining ratio. If a new ratio is not given, your gaining ratio will always be 3:2. We will discuss the ratios in detail in the next slide. But this image should be there in your mind. You should always understand that the capital and goodwill has to be paid to the partner. Now let's learn about the ratio part. As I told you, goodwill should always be given in the gaining ratio. In admission also, if you remember, the goodwill was distributed in the sacrificing ratio because the existing partner was sacrificing. Same way over here, the existing partner is gaining. That is why they have to pay the goodwill in gaining ratio. The formula I always suggest or advise to keep same, that is old minus new. So when you do old minus new, what will happen? The negative sign answer is the gaining partner. The first example we already discussed in the previous slide. ABC sharing ratio 3 is to 2 is to 1. C retires. If C retires, what happens? That 1 rupee share, that is this 1 rupee share gets disappeared and it becomes 3 is to 2. Now, because a new ratio is not given, the sacrificing ratio is always 3 is to 2. Very important point because students waste time finding the sacrificing and gaining ratio, which is automatically the same. Even in admission, when a new partner joins and the new ratio is not given, sacrificing ratio is always the old ratio. Now, these two examples which is in front of you, I am going to use the keyword of and from, which we learned in admission. Now, what happens when we use the word from? Let's look into this part. If C is giving his share to A, that means C is getting it from A. So straight away you will use plus and minus. What happens? A will get his share was 3 by his share old share was 3 by 6. Now he is going to get 1 by 6. B share will remain as it is. That means A is the only gaining partner. So when you are distributing the goodwill, only A's account would be debited and C's account would be credited. B will not be part of it because he is not a gaining partner. Let's look into the keyword where of is been used. C's share is been distributed equally. Okay, it's been taken equally by A and B. That means what? A will be getting his share was 3 by 6 plus C share is 1 by 6 into 1 by 2. The word of has come, so I have used the keyword multiplication. Uh, This easy is the ratio part. The keyword of and from can be applied in change in profit, admission, retirement, and death. And you can get your ratios right. Now, after ratios, the most important part is the goodwill part, which is the only thing which is different in the chapter called retirement compared to admission and change in profit. Now, let's understand the goodwill. The goodwill part in retirement is way too simple because the journal entry is going to be only one, unlike admission where you have cash to goodwill, then goodwill to the old partners. Over here, the existing partner has to pay the retiring partner. But when I say existing partner, he should also be a gaining partner. Okay. Now, in this example, ABC, where having profits equally, goodwill of the firm is valued 6,000. It doesn't mean you have to pay 6,000 to the retiring partner. Whenever the firm's goodwill is valued, you should always give the share of that partner. So C share is 1 by 3, so he should be getting 2,000. Now, in this sum, there is a new ratio given as 3:2. That is the only reason why you have to find out the gaining ratio. If this statement was not there, new ratio is 3:2. What would be your gaining ratio? 1:1. That was the old ratio, right? So this is something which you have to understand, or else you might waste your time doing calculating all the time. In this case, we are calculating it and we understand A is gaining -4 and B is gaining -1. So the ratio becomes 4:1. So the next step is you have to find C share, and the last step is existing partner to retiring partner. That means C would be written in place of retiring partner as 2,000, and this 2,000 you should be distributing in the ratio 4:1. Now let's say that the figures are 1,600 and 400. That's 4:1, right? So this is how the journal entry looks like. Importantly, you should know how the posting happens. Students rightly write C's capital, below C's capital, the figure 1.6 and 0.4, but they forget to give a debit effect. If you don't give the debit effect, your sum will not tally. So there should be a debit and credit effect for the goodwill given in the adjustment. So this is how the representation is. 1.6 is nothing but 1,600. 0.4 is 400. I hope the goodwill part is very much clear. I repeat myself, the goodwill, look into the remember part. Goodwill in the balance sheet is divided among all the partners in old ratio, but the goodwill in the adjustment is only given to the retiring partner. As I always tell, the goodwill in the balance sheet has got no relation with goodwill in the adjustment. Anything in the balance sheet should always be distributed in the old ratio among the old partners. We also have hidden goodwill. Only one sum is there in the textbook. I have put it across. In case if it comes in the board exam, you should not get panicked because over here it can come as a one marker also. So let us understand what has happened in hidden goodwill. The final settlement of the retiring partner is 10,000 after all the adjustment, but the payment made was 12,000. So why is this 2,000 paid in addition? That is nothing but the hidden goodwill. Unlike admission, you don't have to work out anything. By reading the sum, you can make out. So this can come as a one marker for you. What is the hidden goodwill? Straight away, you can say the hidden goodwill is 2,000. And you know the entry for hidden goodwill? We already learned, no? Existing partner to retiring partner. That's what you have to apply here. I hope the goodwill is also clear. Now let's move on to the next part of it. That is your comprehensive sum. In comprehensive sum, again, you create revaluation, capital, and balance sheet. Now, this particular year, you don't have your capital adjustment. If it was there, I would have asked you to create a bank account as well. But at this point, you just have to create the three accounts: reval, capital, and balance sheet. Just exactly like we did in the previous chapters, we have to do this also. Apart from that, As I told you, goodwill would be a different entry which we learned. Let us try to do a comprehensive sum. The sum number is 33 from your textbook about Ashok Bhaskar Chaman having a ratio 1 by 3, 1 by 2 and 1 by 6. Usually the ratios are given as 3 is to 2 is to 1 or 1 is to 1 is to 1. But over here it is given as 1 by 3. So I am writing 1 by 3 in my working note. 1 by 2 and 1 by 6. So how do we basically convert it into ratio? It's very simple. You have to make the denominator common. So if 1 by 3, I have to make the denominator common, I will be multiplying 2 in the top and the bottom. All right, so this becomes 2. I just simply write 2 here, or I will just write for your understanding, it becomes 2 by 6. What will this become? This will become 3 by 6 because it was 1 by 2, right? And this becomes as it is. So your actual ratio, if we have to say, the old ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 1. Now why did I find this one? Is because they have also given us a gaining ratio here. We will discuss that in a while. Let us understand the liability and asset side. Liability carries your capital, which has to be transferred to the capital account. General reserve to be distributed in the old ratio. Creditors, bills payable in the balance sheet. This is how you analyze the liability side. Asset side, building, plant, furniture, stock, debtors, everything will fall in your asset side, even your cash. Advertisement suspense account is kind of a loss which has to be distributed among the partners. So let me do all the postings as we discussed, and then we will look into the adjustment. Now the posting is over. I posted all the items in the liability. I gave a credit effect, and all the assets I gave a debit effect. Okay, I always say this thing that anything in the liability should be given a credit effect. That's why the capital is posted in the credit side. Creditors have been posted in the balance sheet, where in the liability side, that itself you are giving a credit effect. I hope the posting part is clear. It gives you 1/4 marks for every right posting. Now let's move on to the adjustment. The first adjustment is about the goodwill. They have valuated the goodwill as 2,40,000. Now the reason of valuating the goodwill is at the time of retirement, one person is going off the partnership and he has to be paid for the efforts he has put. In this case, Chaman is the person. What is Chaman's share? It's 1 by 6. So ideally 1 by 6 of 2,40,000, that is 40,000 has to be paid off. Now, who is going to pay? The gaining partner. This is very important because students always make a mistake of saying that it is paid by the remaining partners. It's not paid by the remaining partner, but the gaining partner. And how do you find the gaining partner? Usually, if the new ratio is not given, the gaining part ratio would be always the old ratio. For example, if the new ratio was not given here, the gaining ratio would have been 2 is to 3. But over here, you have to find the gaining ratio because a new set of ratio has been given. So the new ratio they have given is what? 3 is to 2. So let us find the gaining hyphen sacrificing ratio. So the formula is 2 by 6 because that's the old ratio minus 3 by 5, and over here what will I write? 3 by 6 minus 2 by 5. This is how I do. I'll make the denominator common again. 6 and 5, that is 30. So I understand that this becomes 8. 5 to 10. Okay, so 10 minus 18. So this is, the ratio becomes minus 8 by 30. So whenever it is minus sign, it means this person is gaining. But talking about Bhaskar over here, if you notice, Bhaskar is sacrificing. So 5 3s are 15 and 6 2s are 12. So what is he sacrificing? He is sacrificing 3 by 30. So this helps us to understand that Chaman, who is going to get 40,000 goodwill, who will pay that? Only and only Ashok will pay. This is important. So this 40,000 will have a second effect. Over here, you will write by Chaman 40,000. Now that does not get this, the goodwill part does not get over because there is one person called Bhaskar who is sacrificing 3 by 30. Again, a sacrificing partner should be paid off by the gaining partner. So Ashok has to pay this guy also. What would be the amount? 2 lakh 40 into 3 divided by 30. Okay, so 2 lakh 30. So this would be 24,000. Again, over here by Bhaskar, you have to write 24. This particular thing makes this sum a little different than any other sum. You will not never find a sum where one partner is gaining and other is sacrificing. Till now, whatever sums you might have tried, both the partners are gaining. So it becomes easy for you to divide. But this is a little different. So be very careful. Always pay attention whenever you do old minus new and the sign is minus, it means it's gaining partner. I hope this part is clear. Now let's look into one by one the adjustment. Plant and machinery to be reduced by 10 percentage. So immediately I have kept it in the outer column for your understanding. So immediately I will write 10 percentage is what? 40,000. So I will write here 40,000. All right. And the second effect in the reval, I will write plant. I'll write depreciation plant as 40,000. And over here, immediately in the plant, I will be writing 4 lakh minus 40,000 is what? 3 lakh 60,000, right? So this is how I will do. Same thing with furniture has to be reduced. Stock is to be increased. Building has to be increased. Okay, so let me do this B and C immediately and you will see that on the screen. So I have done B and C, it's over. Now looking into the D part, provision for doubtful debts to be raised to 20,000. Provision is 5,000. Now you want to raise it to 20,000. That means you want to increase it by 15,000. What is PDD? It is kind of a liability. So isn't that a loss for you? So you're going to record it over here. So now we are almost done with the sum. We have done the posting, we have done the adjustment. The next thing is we have to only find whether you made a revaluation profit or loss. Whatever it is, you have to distribute among the partners in old ratio. And then you balance the partners for account, except for Chaman who is retiring. Whatever is the balance, you transfer to the balance sheet. Chaman who is retiring, since it's not mentioned we have paid him, it would be called as Chaman's loan and transfer to the balance sheet. So I'll do the posting and you will understand how to do it. So now first thing I got the revaluation profit that is 27,500 which I distributed in old ratio. After that I close the capital account. When I close the capital account, I saw that A, B and C has got a credit balance, that is the credit side is bigger. I wrote the same figure over here. Then I found out the balance for A and B, that is 2951, and the balance for C I have written 321250. These three figures have been taken to the balance sheet, has been posted here. That's how I complete my sum. At times, instead of C's loan, they might say that C has been paid by bills payable. So instead of C's loan, write bills payable and write over here bills payable. So whatever the sum asks you to do exactly like that. There is nothing different. It's only that the title will change. From C's loan, it might be bills payable. At times they will say that 50% is paid by cash. So take the 50% of this amount, right here by cash and remaining by loan. And that when you say by cash, you have to reduce that from the cash. I hope the sum is clear and you have no difficulty. If you understand this one sum, I guess you have understood the toughest sum in retirement, because you won't get any sum which is as tough as this one. I'm calling it tough among the lot. It's not tough as such. Okay, but among other sums, if I compare in retirement, this would be tough because of this particular thing where there is one person retiring and one person gaining. I hope this chapter is very much clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, please feel free to WhatsApp me or email me. With this note, I end up this video. Thank you.